Hello, and welcome to my VR game developing video, Orchard Harvest Season. In this game, the player needs to collect normal fruits to gain score, while there are two ways to lose score. One is collecting toxic fruits, and the other is letting birds eat normal fruits. What inspired me to make this game is when I saw a grandpa knocking down some overripe persimmon, and a bird charged the persimmon. It dropped and hit the grandpa's head. At the start of the game development, I focus on the elastic stick. First, I add an armature to the stick mesh. Then I add hinge joint component to the bones. I enable use spring so that each bone can bounce around based on its parent bone. And for the fruits, at the start of the game, I turn their rigidbody to isKinematic, so they are frozen in their spawn position. Only when they are hit by the stick can they fall down freely. I also add a basket, so when I put the fruits into the basket, they can move along with me. For the next step, I add in the birds. They are programmed to chase the closest fruit and eat it. To kill them, just knock them with a stick. But I find that it's too busy to grab a fruit and put it into the basket while defending the birds at the same time. So I just get rid of the basket and the whole process is much more easier. To make up for the basket, I make the first stick a grabber reacher, and when it grabs the fruit is considered collected. I also add in a second stick that can only collide with birds, so I can collect the fruits and defend the birds simultaneously. Next is the tree trunk and branches. For this part, I sought for ChatGPT to write me some code that can generate the fruits along the tree trunk, while each fruit has a branch attached to the trunk. Besides, I generate some toxic fruits in the tree as well. When a bird eats a toxic fruit, the bird becomes a zombie bird that attacks normal birds instead of eating fruits anymore. However, the grabber reacher is not ideal. After some struggle, I replace the grabber with a vacuum. The fruits in the tree cannot be attracted directly, but after they are knocked off from the tree, the vacuum works. Finally, I make some terrain, refine the VFX, add in a score panel, and decorate the environment, and here is my final outcome. There are still many parts I didn't get to do, like I was planning to add a flamethrower to burn the birds, or maybe a better UI and environment. But most importantly, playing the final version, I feel a lack of goal to this game. It's too simple to just count a score that can add or minus, and I spend maybe too much time on the stuff like codes and decorations. To be honest, at first I was only interested in making a VR elastic stick that can bounce around as I move my hands. And rest of the game is kind of like is wrapping paper. The concept of the stick is interesting, but I didn't pay enough attention to the other parts of the game, which is so unhealthy for developing a whole game. So, for the following optimization and later in developing other games, I should first consider the complete game loop and find the most interesting part rather than the most tricky and technical part. This is a very valuable lesson to me. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.